You know, I used to do these weekly videos where I talked a little bit about what's going on in my life and some of the things that I've been doing in my sewing room. And in the spring, I let you know that I was going to reduce that frequency. And my goal had always been to get down to a video a month to kind of recap the previous month. And if you've been around my channel a little bit, you'll notice that those videos have been completely MIA from my channel. That wasn't my intention. I love doing these little recap videos, but I just haven't figured out how I wanted to handle it going forward, and life got busy. So here I am trying to get back onto the bandwagon of those vlog updates. Hey friends, welcome back to my sewing room. My name is Becca. In today's video, we're going to talk about the things that I did in September. We're going to talk about some life updates. We're going to talk about some projects that I started, finished, things that I'm excited about. And so let's just start with the biggest update that I am most excited about, which is a life update. For those of you that don't know who Off-Kilter Crafter Ian is, I will link to his channel in the description box down below. Ian is a good friend of mine. We have a lot of fun together, but he lived until recently in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And as of the recording of this video, he has made a massive move. He now lives in the Northern Virginia area within Prince William County, which is where I live. In fact, he's about 10 to 15 minutes away from my home, and I am super excited because this means I get to spend more time with Ian. I absolutely love being around him. We think alike. We have a great time. I feel like we just gel. You know how sometimes people come into your life and you're just like, it just clicks? That's it for me with Ian. We just fit. I'm really excited because right now he is waiting for his items to be delivered from the Dallas-Fort Worth area to Virginia. And so he doesn't have a bed. He doesn't have anything. That's not what I'm excited about. What I'm excited about is because he doesn't have his bed or any of his things, he's actually staying with me until it gets delivered. So I think his stuff is probably going to be delivered in the next couple of days, but I am secretly hoping that the truck gets delayed and it doesn't get here until like November of next year. He might not like that, but I sure would.
Becca, my stuff's not here yet. I need someplace to stay. I need a bed to sleep in.
You know what? You can stay with me, and I charge a very nominal fee.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. What's the fee?
What's this?
What is what?
I'll take that.
No.
Bye.
No, hold on.
Hey,
Wait. No, Becca, come back. Wait.
We have some exciting plans coming up that we're super excited about. How many times can I say excited in that sentence? Ian and I are going to start a collaborative effort where we're going to do a quilting crafting podcast. Once every 2 weeks, we're going to release a video chat between the two of us on a separate channel, not his, not mine, but a conjoined collaborative channel called Sew Off-Kilter. Sew from Sew Becca and Off-Kilter from Off-Kilter Crafter Ian. I will link to that channel down in the description box. So if you want to check it out, you can hop over there, subscribe, and turn on the bells for notifications. So when that first podcast episode drops, you're going to get notified. Our first episode, we are planning to release all centered around moving. This is a subject that is very near and dear to his heart and very fresh in his mind. And it's something that I have had a bit of experience in as well. We're not just going to talk about moving. Moving in general is great, but we want to specifically address what it's like as a quilter or a crafter with a lot of stuff to move and to be without some of those things that you might use as therapy, as a way to de-stress, all of the things. So you're going to want to tune in for that. Also, we're looking for your topics, your suggestions. If there are things that you would like to see us discuss in a podcast episode, feel free to email them or DM them to either of us, and I'll put our contact information and a way that you can get in touch with us in the description box down below as well. All right, so that is a life update that I am really excited about. I do have one more life update that I want to talk to you about, and it's just very, very high level. I took a new role at work that I am super excited about. I don't like talking about my 9-to-5 job on YouTube because they are completely separate. I do not work in the quilting world. I do not work in the crafting world. It is completely separate. For those of you that are going to ask, I am a program manager in the IT world. There you go. I have taken on a new project at work that is going to keep me really busy at work through the next year and a half-ish, and I am here for it. I absolutely love it when a project comes to me and it keeps me completely engaged, super, super busy, and I gotta be honest, this project's really exciting for me. Again, I don't want to talk about all of those things, but I do want to let you know about that because even though it is my intention to do these videos on a monthly basis while still bringing you tutorials and other videos, until I get into the swing of things for that job, some of the videos that I have planned or maybe even in works might be just a little delayed, but they are still coming. It's just a little bit of patience there would be absolutely wonderful and super appreciated. So we've talked about my personal life. We've talked a little bit about my work life. Now let's talk about my quilting life, to borrow a term from my friend Tiffany. In my quilting life, I've done a few things. And honestly, I don't remember if all of this falls into the month of September or previous months. So I'm just going to kind of run through my head some of the things that I know I've done that I want to share with you. First and foremost, I have entered some quilts into some upcoming quilt shows. The first one is my local guild's show, the Cabin Branch Quilters. I belong to the Cabin Branch Quilt Guild. They have a quilt show scheduled for Saturday, October 5th, 2024, and Sunday, October 6th, 2024, and I have 3 quilts entered into that show. All 3 of those were quilted by Beth from Goody Goods, and I will put all of her information in the description box down below because she offers amazing quilting services if you're looking for that. Those quilts are the Flock of Geese. This was the quilt that I made in partnership with a subscriber, Stephanie Fulton, following the Bliss Block of the Month Sew Along from Fat Quarter Shop. I also put in Dancing Squares, which is a pattern I wrote and published with a tutorial video, as well as Trellis Garden, which is another pattern that I wrote and released with a video tutorial. Now, Trellis Garden is also the pattern that Donna from Handmade by Ying has been doing as a sew-along in the month of September. So if you happen to be in the Northern Virginia area and you want to see any of those quilts in person, or you just want to check out a quilt show, or maybe you want to see me, or maybe you want to see some quilts that Ian put into that show, because spoiler alert, he joined that guild too. All of the information is down in the description box down below. I would encourage you to stop by and check out the show. Oh, and by the way, if you do, I will be at the guild's show on Sunday, October 6th, 2024, and specifically, I will be working the ticket desk from 11 a.m. to noon. I would love to say hi to you. Also, I need to let...
Hey, Becca, I need to use your car.
Why?
Because I need to go somewhere.
Why do you want to go somewhere?
Because I want to go somewhere.
But you love me. Don't leave me. Fine.
Thank you.
All right, where was I? Oh, yes, quilt shows. So I entered some quilts into the Cabin Branch Quilters Guild show. Ian has some there as well, but I also put a couple of quilts into the Virginia State Fair, which is open right now. I'm not sure how long it goes. I want to say the last day is like Sunday, October 6th. Ian and I think my husband and daughter are planning to be at the Virginia State Fair on Saturday, October 5th. I have 2 quilts hanging at the show. The first one is Ursa, which is the baby polar bear from Legit Kits. I pieced that, quilted it, and bound it myself. And then the second one is Twilight Sparkle. And this is a cathedral window quilt that I made and did a video tutorial for. Sean, from The Guy Who Sews, enters a dowel quilt into the Virginia State Fair every single year, and in previous years has won ribbons for them. And he challenged me this year, since we both happen to be in the state of Virginia, to enter a quilt into the dowel category as well, and let's see how we fare just against one another, not even necessarily how we fare against anybody else's quilts. So he has a quilt hanging in the dowel quilt category as well. I have mine, which is Twilight Sparkle, that cathedral window quilt. Neither one of us know how the quilts have placed because we haven't been to the state fair yet. and I am on pins and needles and crossing my fingers that I got some form of a ribbon. I'll be happy with an honorable mention. I'll be happy with like worst quilt. I don't care. As long as it's a ribbon, I'll be happy. Seriously though, I feel really good about this quilt because I planned it. The visual impact of the quilt, I think, is there. The technique is not for the faint of heart. It can be done a little bit easier, but it is very time consuming. So I spent a lot of time working on it. I thought about it a lot. I planned it, and it took a lot to put together. And so I feel like it's a good contender, but you never know what you're going to be up against. I don't know what the other dowel quilts are. And so it could be literally bottom of the totem pole, and I won't know until I see what else the judges had to consider. We'll see. What else did I do? Well, I worked on some quilt tops. You see a couple of them hanging up behind me. This one is a quilt that I'm working on for my daughter. I've been working on those on live streams over the past couple of months. And this one is the project that I started and have not yet quite finished. I just got to put the borders on the Project Jelly Roll live stream that I did with Donna, Stephanie Harris, and Sean, the guy who sews. This, by the way, was a quilt kit that I scored for 40 bucks at a Guild silent auction. The borders aren't even on that thing yet, and it's already massive. It's great. It takes one jelly roll of the white and one jelly roll of that purple batiks, and then 1 yard of the accent fabric that you see kind of going in the middle of there, and then another yard of a different border or different fabric for the borders. So super easy to do. It's called Line Dance. It's a pattern, free pattern from Jordan Fabrics. I will link to that in the description box down below as well. And oh, by the way, for this quilt, this Elephants on Parade quilt, which I've also been calling Zoe's quilt, I did do a live stream showing you how I put that block together, and I'll put that in the description box down below as well. So if you want to make something similar to this featuring another focal fabric, you can absolutely do that. I've been trying to keep up on all of my block of the months and work in progress things. Some of them I got behind on. I always seem to get behind in the summer months because I've got travel and quilt retreats and other things coming up that I handle. And so what else? I've also been working on quilt tops and projects that I have. I released a pattern and a new video tutorial for a quilt called Spools and Stars, and the information for that will be in the description box down below. This quilt is massive. It's 72 inches wide by 96 inches long and definitely beginner friendly. There's a pattern for you on Etsy, and there is also a video tutorial that goes along with that. I have lots of works in progress and UFOs that I've been trying to focus on. I always seem to get behind on my block of the month projects during the summer months. There's just a lot that happens in the summer. I've got quilt retreats that I go to. We take family trips. Lots of things are happening. And so my time in my sewing room kind of get minimized a little bit. So I'm trying to catch back up to that. I've been trying to get back on the bandwagon for my Legit Kits deep dive block of the month. I have gotten somewhat caught up, but not on track with where I need to be, so I'm playing catch up there. I've also fully caught up on my Tree of Life puzzle mystery quilt. I'm staying on track so far for my Wild West puzzle mystery quilt, and I am doing another block of the month called I'm not even sure what it's called. I'm just going to put it up here on the screen. A picture will put it up there, but I can't remember what it's called, but it is a block of the month program from Stitch in Heaven featuring some beautiful batiks, and I'm fully caught up with that as well. So overall, I feel like I'm in really good shape. But I've not spent any time on my long arm. And the reason for that is because for every quilt that I need to have quilted, I have to stand in front of my long arm and put every stitch into that quilt. And when I choose to do that, I am saying no to a pattern. I am saying no to time with my family. I am saying no to piecing something that needs to be pieced. I am saying no to recording, editing, polishing video content for the YouTube channel. I am saying no to anything else because I can't multitask when I'm doing that. I have to do all of the quilting myself. And I have just realized that it's time to change that. So last week, I ordered Pro Stitcher for my long arm, and I am super excited about this. I did get a notification on Friday of last week that Pro Stitcher has been shipped and should be here at my home in just 2 days. It'll be here on Thursday, October 3rd. Once it's here, the quilt shop that I bought it from is sending somebody out to install it and get everything up and running on the Pro Stitcher. And then I also have a class that I get to take at the local quilt shop to make sure that I know how to use all of the software and everything. And once I've got both of those done, I have a ton of quilt tops over there that are just waiting to be quilted, and I cannot wait to run the automation on and get them going. The nice thing about that automation is a couple of things. The first one is for all of those quilts that I just want to have finished and I don't care about having custom quilting on, I can load up a Panto and let it do that edge-to-edge stitching on the quilt while I am in my room multitasking and working on something else and just monitoring the automation. The second thing is, if there's a quilt that I really feel like I want to have fully custom quilting on, I can still do the custom free motion quilting. Now, the feel of the machine will be a bit heavier, so it'll take a little getting used to, and I'll definitely need to practice and get used to that. When I add that automation software and all of the equipment to it, I know the machine becomes a little bit heavier, so that's going to be something I'll have to get used to. But the third thing, and honestly, this is the most exciting thing for me, I can use eventually the automation software on my long arm to do custom quilting through the Pro Stitcher interface. And I'm really excited to learn that. It's probably a ways out before I start tackling that stuff. First up, I just want to make sure that I can successfully run an edge-to-edge Panto on a quilt multiple times with no issues, and I work out all the kinks, and then I'll start getting fancy, and that'll be fun. So that's my updates for September and maybe even some months prior to September. We're going to end this video a special way. So since it's been a few months since I've done one of these videos, I'm just going to end with a slideshow and some beautiful music, kind of taking you through a little trunk show of some quilt tops and fully finished quilts that have come out of my sewing room in the past few months. Thank you, friends, for tuning into the video. Enjoy the slideshow, and I'll see you real soon.